Your credit scores can have a profound impact on many aspects of your life. Even employers now make hiring decisions based on those numbers. Damon DeCrescenzo merged a career in real estate with a passion to help homebuyers improve their credit ratings and co-founded the Credit Pros. His company obviously has answered a consumer need, and its rapid growth has helped it join the Inc. 5000 fastest growing roster. Damon spoke with us recently at his company's headquarters.
My name is Damon DeCrescenzo. I'm CEO of the Credit Pros, national credit restoration company. So when we began the Credit Pros, my partner Jason and I, we were developing affordable housing in Miami, Florida. And while we were doing that, and I owned a mortgage company, and Jason owned the real estate company, and our friend David was the glue that bound us together. But while we were developing affordable housing, we found that many of the people that were potentially buying our homes did not have the credit scores to be able to allow them to qualify for the financing to be able to buy the homes. And so simply by necessity, we began improving their credit scores so they can get that 20% loan against an 80% subsidy, which back then didn't make a lot of sense and still doesn't. But in the process of improving their credit scores, we wound up really finding fulfillment in helping them achieve their goals. So much so that their neighbors began knocking on our doors, and their friends and relatives began knocking on our doors, and we wound up to be better than building affordable housing than we were at anything else. And so in the process of improving their credit scores, I know personally we found serious and long-lasting reward in the work that we did, and so we continued. Early on in my business career, there were two important people to me. The first was my father. The first business that I had, and I really didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I was studying marketing in college at St. John's University, and my father came home with a computer and said, "Son, I bought you a business." And he not knowing anything about computers and me not knowing anything about business, it made an interesting go. I think that both ways, I was able to help him learn as he was me, and we were able to go that road together. It was really exciting. The second person that helped me was, again, in my first business, a fellow named Tori. And looking back years later, Tori was a guide. Although just a few years older than me, had at the time seemed like a world of experience, and I was able to see myself through that lens, and doing that made a lot less of the missteps and problems than perhaps I would have without him. I think if you were to ask, people would say I'm passionate about the work that we do here at the Credit Pros. It's important that people outside understand the important work that credit repair is. There are millions and millions of Americans simply that cannot fulfill their dream, whether it be financial or putting their family in a home, or be able to improve their current lifestyle by getting a better job because of problems with their credit, many times through no fault of their own. I love the work that we do here, and I love being able to receive phone calls and testimonials from families that we've had direct impact in changing. It means the world to me, and I know it means the world to the team here at the Credit Pros. What I do not like, and I can be explicit about this, is there seems to be a misinformation about consumer credit, and perhaps a negative connotation, but certainly misinformation, that people go around and don't understand what their credit score is and don't have an idea of why it impacts them throughout their daily life. That's why education is so important here at the Credit Pros, that we take a stand and show people what that credit score means and how it impacts them, and how we may be able to help them too. I believe that the Credit Pros is my life's work. I really do. And I believe that the work that we're doing now, we're just getting started. We've made serious impact into tens of thousands of families over the last 7 years. But I believe that we can impact hundreds of thousands of families for years to come. And with each family that we impact, with each change that we make, it has a ripple effect. If we're able to help a family get into a home, then the realtor and the mortgage banker that is able to fulfill that transaction also benefits. And I believe that ripple effect can have long-lasting implications throughout our national economy. I believe that in 10 years, our company, the Credit Pros, will be, if not the largest, then certainly one of the largest and most impactful credit restoration companies in our country. The Credit Pros has a very clear mandate to serve not only our clients, but our community. On top of our employing so many people here in our local Newark community, we believe that directly the work that we do impacts communities. So much so that when we're able to help communities in selling homes or as an example, military security clearance, and when people are trying to advance in the military and simply can't because they have a problem with their credit, the work that we do helps sustain and improve those communities that in many ways are underserved and really deserve the help. I think that one of the most important things that I've learned as I've gotten older is to slow down a little bit. There is no race, and a lot of times, especially in business, one of the things that I've learned is making decisions without having all of the information necessary to make those decisions has led to bad decisions. Although we will never have all of the information. As entrepreneurs, it's important that we understand that line in which enough information is enough. Personally, I think that number is around 70%. If in any situation I can absorb 70% of the situation, then I should have enough data to be able to make a decision on it. But at the very least, slow down and open our eyes and be able to absorb more of that information to make better decisions. So I don't say it enough, but I would certainly like to thank my partner Jason, who sits all day with me, and also my wife, the two people that are really most patient with me when I really don't deserve the patience. I can be, as most entrepreneurs I expect can be, a little bit short with those that I love and don't exercise enough of that give time. And I think that although it probably kills me to say it for Jason, but certainly not my wife, I value them and I really do love them and the time in which they lend to me. One of the other important things that I've learned is to have faith in failure. Trying things and not being always as successful as we want is not always the worst thing for us. And truth be told, when I was a young man, if success had come to me a little bit easier or in a different form that it had, it probably wouldn't have worked out. And I probably wouldn't be in the position that I am today. So have a little bit of faith in the missteps that we take.